everybody, guess what? We're doing this game again because why the hell not?
Weird for me because this is my first time even seeing this game.
As well as
I
Shiro.
don't remember what this is.
You weren't in the original. It was just me, Dwibs, and Teo. Anyway, this is a game made by Dumark. Who are Dumark? They were an old British developer from the 90s that have since then been acquired by Eidos Montreal. Meaning this
is owned by
Eidos and Square-Enix.
Yes, meaning this is actually a Square-Enix owned property. Anyway, the Sterling Toys Tower look like no other toy factory. Now what are you talking about? What are you talking about? It looks perfectly fine to me. I mean, look at that. Why would you be suspectful of that? I mean...
Looks like Frankenstein's castle.
Within, an evil mastermind was at work. Colonel Brown, owner of Sterling Toys, had a plan.
It looks like an evil Willy Wonka.
Hey, an evil mastermind lives there.
With the help of a crazed scientific genius, an evil substance of unique genetic qualities was engineered. That's a mouthful. Innocent animals were used as test subjects. Oh, so like in Sonic. Okay. Now the final test was underway. Look at that poor bunny.
Yeah, I know, having green goo poured into your
Colonel
eyes.
Brown and his accomplices now had the ability to transform all life forms
into poggers!
into mutant sludge monsters!
What a great scientific contribution.
If the Colonel could spread enough slime around the town, North Stellington would be his... I have several questions. Marko came across the Colonel's workers pouring sludge into the sewers.
Yes, I'll rule a world of sludge.
Settled in a pool of sludge, the ball became magical for some reason. With his new Super Ball, Marko could put a stop to the evil plans.
Wait, shouldn't it have turned into a...
Hey guys, hold on, not his joke. Colonel Brown was going down! That 90s cheese! So delicious.
Seriously though, Mitchell, shouldn't the ball have turned into a mutant sludge ball, technically?
And yes, everybody, that's the story of Marko's Magic Football. I'm sure you have a lot of questions right now.
The villain has his sight set really, really low. I mean, Joe, it's not even a world of sludge. It's like a small town of...
Here's an interesting thing.
What are you going to do? Ruling over sludge, essentially.
Yeah, basically.
Great achievement.
Alright, so we can actually optionally start... We can actually optionally start in the tutorial level called Marko's Backyard. Basically, this is a place where there are no enemies and you can practice before you start the game proper. So Marko's Magic Football is a side-scrolling platformer, and the unique gimmick is, of course, the ball. Because of, well, what happened earlier, the balls can somehow kill things. Basically...
Wait a minute.
Hold on, let me explain. What?
It's not a magic football. It was turned that way by science. Shouldn't it be Marko's scientifically mutated football as opposed to magic football?
I'm guessing that wouldn't really that's not quite as marketable of a name.
Marko's high-tech football.
Okay, so the gimmick of Marko's Magic Football is that, well, there you go, the ball is magical, and you can do a bicycle kick, you can use your head.
You can kill people with that ball, I guess.
Yes, you can, actually. So that's the unique gimmick. It's a very unique gimmick for a platformer, where, again, your weapon is this ball, and every time you need your ball, you can just press the ball control button, because it's A to run, B to ball control, and C to jump. The ball control button will always call the ball to you if it's not near you. So basically, yeah, this is your weapon, kind of. And guess what? The ball can also serve as a trampoline because, you know, reasons. And this thing is a can machine that counts as our goalpost. Don't ask me. I ain't got a clue. Level 1, Suburbia. Now here's the actual proper first level of the game. So we're at Madra Road, and Shiroi, allow me to also give you a little warning. There's going to be a lot of dead cats in this playthrough because there's a lot of kitties that you can kill right there.
Wow, our protagonist is a dick. Okay.
Yes, I'm not kidding. That's the thing, Shiro. That's the thing, Shiro. Those cats are always just sleeping and they're not harming you. Even if you touch them, they don't harm you. So yeah, I have to wonder.
Like kicking a ball at some cats and killing them.
Yeah, that's the thing, Shiro. Those cats don't do anything. So
You killed a policeman. Why?
that's because, Joe, according to the manual, that policeman is always trying to arrest Marko because Marko keeps playing football where he shouldn't.
Well, gee, maybe it's more so the fact that Marko is killing living beings with his football, and there's an alien on a telephone pole. What? This guy doesn't freaking jump.
Welcome to.
Okay, so is Marko the Scrumblow of sports?
That's the thing, Dej. Okay, allow me to explain. Pedro, allow me to explain. Okay, Teo and Dwebs already know because we already did this game, but allow me to explain it for the case of Deji, Jove, and Shiroi. You're probably wondering, what is this game, Pedro? Where did you even get this thing? I wasn't even aware that this thing existed. Don't feel bad. Don't feel bad, everybody. I'm one of the select few people in the world that actually knows that this game exists, so you're fine.
What the hell? Oh, there are people shooting at us and a girl trying to hurt us with her camera?
And there's another cat there. See? Seriously,
Sensitive.
seriously, why would the developers put in so many cats throughout the game for you to kill for no reason?
Forget that. There are people trying to shoot a boy dead on the street. What is going on here?
This is where you can tell that this game was made in the 90s, because there's no way an enemy like that would be allowed in the kids game today. But anyway.
Wait. Does Sega still? Is this a Sega IP?
No, this is a Square IP.
Wait, guys! I just realized since Square-Enix is remastering remaking a whole bunch.
Yeah, I've made that.
Bring this back.
I've made that joke various times in our direct/state of plays commentaries. Anyway, there's also this random guy here. He eats your ball if you kick it to him. Why?
Okay,
Yeah.
There is something very wrong with this neighborhood.
Kirby?
As you can see, this is basically 90s weirdness, the game. Okay, so, to explain, this game was developed by Dumark, an English developer. They were eventually bought by Eidos, and then eventually the Eidos was bought by Square, and that's why Square currently owns this game. That's the thing, Deji. I'm pretty confident Square isn't even aware that this game exists, much less the fact that they own it. So
give it time. They're running out of games to remake, so it's like, well, what do we own? Marko's Magic Football.
So, Dwibs, this game apparently takes place in your country, given how the policemen are dressed.
yes, but that's because.
Yeah, I remember.
Oh, hold on, Dwebs, I have to explain this. Hold on, Dwebs, I'm going to have to explain this in a bit. The stars are basically your rings. Collect 100 of them, and you get it. Also, if you keep out the sneakers, the ball will explode, killing all the enemies on the vicinity.
I remember very clearly the stories of which a kid.
Level 2, the Cellars.
I could bounce all the way up to the top of a house.
Hold on, Shiro, I'll get to you. Level 2, the Cellars, activate switches to open the doors. The password for this level is haunting. One thing that I will actually say that I actually really like about this game. The passwords in this game are actual words, like haunting, it's a very, whereas a lot of passwords back in these days were just random letters and numbers. The developers actually went out of their way to make sure that every password for every level is a specific word, like an actual word that exists. That way it becomes a lot easier to memorize said password. So kudos to the developers for that idea. Shiroi, go ahead.
I like how Jova had to wait to see how the police were dressed before making that comment, and not the time that, not the moment that this is called Marko's Magic Football.
Well, to be fair, Shiroi, a lot of countries call it football.
Yeah, but the footballs, don't look like that for you Americans.
Well, I know
that's the thing, Shiroi. That's the thing, Shiroi. In America, this game is just called Marko. That's it, just Marko.
Oh, that's...
Which, ironically, is a title that makes more sense, because, again, that is not a magical football. That football was made this way by science.
It's a boring name, though.
Jova, here's the thing. Marko's Magic Football rolls off the tongue better. Could you imagine could you imagine them trying to make a commercial for that title you suggested? Alright, kids, buy today Marko's scientifically made football. It doesn't quite roll off the tongue.
Science Sphere.
Yeah. Also, there are ghosts.
There you go.
There are ghosts trying to kill me for some reason. Okay, so here's the story that I have with this game, everybody. Back in the day, back in the 90s, everybody, before there was internet, there wasn't that much in terms of knowledge, in terms of, looking up a game. Like, the most you could get is video game magazines, and back when this game first came out, video game magazines weren't quite like the staple that they would later become in the late 90s, early 2000s. So back then, you didn't really know before you bought a game if it was going to be good or not. There was no way to look. Nowadays, when you want to know if a game is good or not, you look up what people think about the game. Back then, no. Back then was basically the Wild West. You just bought a game and you just hope for the best. So back then, I saw this game on a shelf one day, and it looked really cool because it was a cartoony game and everything. It's a platformer, sure. Why not, right? So I just bought this game literally on a whim because the cover looked cool. And yeah, it's actually one of my personal favorite Mega Drive games. Why? Because of how creative the concept is. Because I have yet to play a platformer that has a concept even remotely similar to this one, where you just go around using actual football tricks to kill your enemies. That's a very interesting, unique concept for a platformer.
Give Kirby some time. I'm sure there's will be a weapon that's basically like this, a power up that's basically like this.
Mm-hmm. But for now, yeah, that's basically it. And yeah, like I was saying, this game was made in this country. Also, that woman that keeps taking your photographs, that's your checkpoint.
Oh, so she's actually helping.
According to the instruction manual, she's trying to chronicle Marko's feats. I don't.
Lady, he's a little young.
Yes.
I was just gonna call her a journalist or something, not that.
She's a photographer, according to the manual, Shuri.
Aha.
Remember, Jova, this game was made in a much more innocent time. So
I because I just posted the game on Twitter, I was just told by Tom64, this lad had his own strip in the UK Sonic the Comic.
Yeah, he did.
Wait, really?
He did, actually, yeah.
Yeah.
I saw that too.
Yep.
Basically, that's the thing, Shira. This was actually a relatively successful game in the UK, but mostly in the UK. Unfortunately, it still didn't sell enough to get a sequel. I think
this game got a bit of a following over here in America, not nearly as much as it did in the UK for obvious reasons, but no, people actually did know about this one. I didn't know, but from what I've seen, it did have something of a following over here.
It's one of those cases where the game... Go on.
I think the reason it got a following over here, though, is because of how unique this platformer is, essentially. And, okay, unlike a lot of other unique platformers of the time, this is one that, for the most part, seems to work well enough with its gimmick, as opposed to being an absolute pain to play.
No. The game... and by the way, the blue sneakers give you... I'm gonna wait for you guys to see it for yourself. No, they don't give you speed, Shiroi. Hold on.
They give you a heightened sense of...
teleportation, yeah.
A gun!
What?
Yep, this is definitely a unique platformer, alright?
Yep. This is the most scrumblo I've seen yet.
So, Deads, that means you want him in Smash then?
Allow me to
I
explain.
will break into your house and make you feel unsafe.
Allow me to explain. The various magical sneakers you can get are actually your power-ups. The blue sneakers give you a gun. The green sneakers make your ball explode, killing everybody on the screen. There's also sneakers that make you invincible for a short while. And there's also some sneakers that make you jump higher.
Oh, don't tell me. It's the yellow shoes that make you invincible.
No, that's the gray ones, if I remember correctly. Usually I just pick up a sneaker because picking up a sneaker can only benefit you anyway, so...
This might sound weird, but I really like the animation of that gooey monster.
Yeah, that's because
it's very fluid.
That's because, Dej, much like Earthworm Jim, this game was actually co-produced with, according to the game, a group called the Cartoon Mavericks, which was apparently a UK animation studio, I think. I don't know. The point is, yes, much like Earthworm Jim, the sprites in this game were actually animated on paper as if they were making an animated cartoon, and then those animations were actually compressed into the game itself as sprites. So, and that's why... Well, that's the thing. probably I don't know. Okay, I actually forgot if this game came out around the same. Yeah, I think it came out in 1994 if I'm correct. So it was the same year as from Gym 1. So I guess it was kind of a trend at the time, you know. But yes, much like we're from much like we're from Gym and Disney's Aladdin, this game was basically made to look like a cartoon. And it looks great. I mean, even to this day, the game looks incredibly appealing to the eye. This particular kind of art style in these old games, the people who made these games like Earthworm Jim and Aladdin and stuff like that, they knew exactly what they were doing. They knew that way the game's visuals will never age.
Uh-huh.
It came out in 1994.
Oh, there you go. The exact same year as Earthworm Jim 1, then. There you go. Okay. So, yeah, Dwibs, you want to say something about the game, since this is your second run through it?
I mean, it looks pretty good. Knowing the history of the studio and the publisher and how they ended up becoming IDOS, it's interesting to see the future developers and publishers of Tomb Raider making something like this.
Yeah. It was a very different time. Okay.
Honestly,
There you go. These are. Oh, this is the exploding one. There you go. Go on, Jova.
honestly, it would be nice if Square paid homage to this game. Again, to help diversify some of their output as well.
Oh sure. Sure. I wouldn't really. I'm not going to expect anything because. And again, and this is in no way saying anything. Also, there's this neighbor guy who keeps chasing with that thing so he can kill me because I don't know why.
Sorry, I thought we were supposed to be stopping slime monsters, but from what this game is suggesting, the entire neighborhood was already a goddamn insane asylum.
Was that a sentient moon bouncer that looked like it was in pain?
I don't know. Dwebs, is this common in jolly old England?
What is, sorry?
Random people trying to kill kids.
I think so. I'm not.
Oh, okay. That's not.
It's our Tuesday afternoon pass.
Never mind. The green sneakers do. Yeah, the green sneakers give you invincibility. That's it. There you go. And the gray ones are the ones that make the ball explode. Okay, go on.
Actually, honestly, I'm beginning to wonder if the Colonel may be in the right for wanting to turn all these people to slime, given how they act.
It's interesting you say that, Jova. Might as well get into that. Gotta love like Jova said, the brilliant evil plan by Colonel Brown. Like, how do I take over the city? Simple. Turn everybody into a sludge monster. That works. Like, I'll
have literally nobody to roll over, but I'll win still.
Yeah, it's about as stupid as Quan Chi's plan from Mortal Kombat 4.
Yeah.
Okay, and now the sewer level. In fact, we don't have just one sewer level, we have 3 sewer levels.
Oh,
Why?
fun. Yeah, this game ain't flawless, I guess. That said, though, yeah, these animations are pretty good, even for the time.
I also like the music. The music is very bouncy. So yeah.
Overall, this game feels like the full package and being a very good first installment. I mean, granted, we haven't seen it all the way through, but overall, good impressions for a potential franchise.
Again, it looks gorgeous. Like the art is gorgeous, like the music is bouncy, the gameplay is incredibly unique.
Play well.
Oh no, the game controls just fine. I assure you, I have no issue controlling the game. I assure you, like I was able to get through this game just fine. Yes, Jova.
That's a dinosaur down there.
A sludge dinosaur, Jova.
But where'd they get a dinosaur?
We needed an enemy. We needed an enemy, Shiroi. Just roll with it.
Shiroi, they went to one of London's museums and reanimated one.
Wait! Is the British Museum secretly in the sewers?
Yeah. It's like in Hong Kong '97, where they resurrect people to make them into the ultimate weapon.
It's mostly because, and remember, I found this game out back in the good old mid-90s completely by accident because I saw the cover, it looked cool, So I just bought it. Again, it was a very interesting time to be a gamer because, again, remember, back then, could you imagine yourself buying Cyberpunk 2077 and saying, like, the cover looks cool, might as well give this game a shot because there's no one around.
Not even that cool, though.
Well, you know what I mean, though, right? Back in these days, that was how it works, Chiro. You want to get a game? Well, go to the store and buy whichever one looks the best to you.
That's why video game covers don't try these days.
Yeah, basically.
Wait, it's funny because despite being very, very pretty, there isn't really much to, well, I guess in Europe, Final Fantasy game covers besides the logo.
Well, that's the thing, Shiroi. The original idea for Final Fantasy covers was minimalism. Like, the idea was to showcase the logo, which was basically gives you a flash of what the game might be.
Crooked teeth. Jesus Christ.
Is that a turn off for you?
It's because Pedro and I saw Minions, and that was like the only joke that they had regarding the
Yeah.
British.
Don't you see that? Why don't you see? That's how you can tell she's British, because of the crooked teeth.
Because as we all know, all British people have crooked teeth. That's how it works, right? But anyway,
I thought I was too focused on her sunburn more than anything.
I was more focused on her fashion sense.
Okay.
Or lack thereof, anyway.
Okay, so basically that photographer is officially unapproved by everybody here. Okay. Disapproved. Okay. So, alright, so this is a 90s game, so time to read the good old manual because I fucking love video game manuals from the 90s. So,
Sure, go ahead.
Let's read the introduction. Marko was mad. Football mad? I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. It literally starts with this sentence. Marko was mad. Ellipses. Football mad! Exclamation mark. All day he played football and all night he dreamt about the game. And that's the way things would have stayed if it hadn't been for the deadly plan cooked up by the evil Colonel Braun in the bowels of his sinister toy factory. Not content with his lot, the cunning colonel has devised a plan for domination of North Sterlington, that's the city. By using his latest evil invention, a deadly genetic sludge, the evil genius plans to turn the town's cute and cuddly animals into deadly sludge monsters. And that somehow will make him rule the city. In the dead of night, the colonel's hapless helpers place toxic canisters into the sludge around North Sterlington. Surely nothing or nobody can stop the colonel's plans now. Well, maybe there is one person. On his way to footy practice. Is this like a way of saying football? Like
Yeah.
Footy?
Footy.
Okay. On his way to footy practice, I'm reading the European manual, Mario kicks his ball into a dark alley. Peering into the darkness, he sees the most amazing thing. A meek rat turned into a hideous sludge creature by the Colonel's sludge. Cripes? The mutant's rat makes his move. But Marko is quicker, seeing the rotten rodent with a quick smack of his magic football. Hang on a minute, a magic football? What's happened here? Who cares? With his new boys.
You
know what? Perfect.
So the game cares more about. Okay, at the very least, the game cares more about its story and actually gave us a reason for why the ball is magical. Our hero takes off into the desert of North Sterlington to see what's going on, and that's basically the introduction for the story.
So which is it then? The one from the game or the one from the manual?
Oh man.
You know what? Maybe the whole idea behind this plan is because, hey, I'm going to turn all these cute little animals into monsters to get back at the kid who's trying to kill them with a football.
So it makes me wonder, who really is the bad guy here?
This brat.
Let's just see, Jova. Clearly, the developers of this are going for a moral ambiguity study. It's very avant-garde and ahead of its time. You see, it's not supposed to be about good guys versus bad guys, Jova. You're supposed to just play the game and make up your mind about who do you think is in the right, because there's clearly virtues and flaws on both sides. You see, this is a very avant-garde game, Jova. You see.
Look forward to the 2-hour-long essay on this.
Man, Kojima and Yoko Taro are shaking in their boots.
Oh yeah, but
Pedro, there's only one flaw with that line of reasoning.
Go on.
If if nobody reads the manual, they'll completely miss out on that because according to the game, Marko's absolutely the good guy, and his ball is essentially the equivalent of Crash Bandicoot.
Okay, then.
Being
Everyone read
Also, I
manuals back
posted-
then.
Okay, then. In that case,
I posted a comic strip right there.
yeah, fine. In that case, allow me to just tell you what actually happened. The people who wrote this manual didn't actually consult with the game developers, and that's why there's misinformation here, basically.
You know what this is like? This is like, okay, say you're playing something like Sonic, and then the manual actually says, Sonic is an evil overlord set on dominating all of Mobius, but only the good-natured Dr. Robotnik can stop him.
Oh my god.
Known as
Yo,
Mr. Tinker
okay.
in this context.
By the way,
Okay, so something like that did happen once. When
Really?
Lucario and the Mr. Mew aired on TV. For some reason, my cable provider description said, Ash must rescue Pikachu from the clutches of evil Mew. I'm like, what?
all right.
Oh,
Yeah.
boy.
Yeah. Okay. In the meantime, did you notice that little plasma thing that I caught earlier? That's your extra
Yeah.
That's your extra life. You'd think it would be, a thing with Marko's face, like it usually was back in these days. But no, it's.
Yeah, you think the hard things that have his face on would have been.
Oh no, the hard things heal your health bar.
And those do have his face on them, but yeah, like you said, they just, heal you as opposed to give you an extra life.
I guess. Anyway, here's another point in the manual that I want to bring up. Introducing the cast. The inhabitants of North Sterlington are a peculiar lot, and none too friendly either. Just about all of them are out to stop Marko's mission for some reason. As it tells you in all of the best military handbooks, it pays to know your enemy. Okay. Here's a selection of some of the most common and the rewards for taking them out. The Bouncing Bobby. aka that cop that Jova was talking about.
Yeah.
His name is apparently PC Plod. PC Plod?
Naughty reference.
Oh, right! Oh my god, you're right, it is! And I wasn't getting it, but you're right, yeah, it is!
A what now?
Naughty. It's an Europe thing, Jova, just don't bother. PC Plod doesn't actually have anything against Marko. It's just that he's a good friend of Posties? Posty? I don't know who Posty is. Posty? It's written with an O. P-O-S-T.
Weird.
I know. That's kind of why I love it, though. Anyway, he's mean.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
He's mean, he's moody, and he's armed with some of the hardest transport from the local playground, and he always gets his man.
Is this a hitman for kids?
Also, the Terrible Twins. Jealous, aka, guess what, Jova? Those guys who are trying to kill Marko with their guns, they're called the Terrible Twins.
But there's more than two of them.
Look, Jova. Look, Jova. Like, don't ask me to try to make sense out of this game, okay? I'm trying my best here, okay? Okay. No, the point is. Jealous of Marko's football success, the twins try to put a stop to his journey by using their deadly spud guns. Ball against potato. It's kill or be killed.
Spud guns are still deadly and can murder people, so you're saying that they're, so instead of just practicing to become better at football, they decide that the kid has to die.
Yes. Oh shit, this kid is better at us, better than us at football. Well, I guess he has to die.
Dwibs, they really
Take out
do.
the competition,
Dwibs, this is why British people are the villains in a lot of stuff. Clearly, your lands are a breeding ground for supervillains in that regard.
What about the great British supervillain Lex Luthor?
Anyway, level 5, the sewer.
Bezos?
Level 5, the sewers. Again.
But we were just in the sewers.
That's the thing,
The
Jova.
sewers again.
That's the thing, Jova.
They really like these sewer levels, and okay, I kind of get it because that's where they're dumping all the slime. So I guess it makes sense to spend time.
The Jova brings up a good point. To be fair, plot-wise, it makes sense for there to be a good thing because the sewers is a big part of the plot.
That's it, though. It doesn't feel like they really do much with them in that regard.
No, they don't. Okay. Where was I?
Yeah, our sewers do not look like that.
Really? You're saying that they don't look like Gotham City sewers?
That's the thing, Dibs. Like you keep. That's the thing, Dibs. Go on.
I know they use Gotham City. I know they use Britain a lot for the look of Gotham City and the internals of it, but still, it's a bit weird. But yes, Pedro.
See, that's the thing, Dibs. You keep saying that Leighton's London is a complete misrepresentation because it actually looks nice. This game's portrayal of England is also looks nice and cartoony and colorful. So I guess even you.
And with everyone trying to murder you for so much as looking at them funny.
I guess. Okay, never mind. I guess it's kind of accurate. Have
you been London before, Pedro?
Well, but I've heard things. Okay. So, yeah, another thing that this game level also introduces is that if the ball falls into the sludge, it can serve as a trampoline as well while it's in there. Basically, there are going to be times in the game where there's going to be bodies of liquid, where if Marko gets in there, he will immediately drown. Like, immediately. He can swim. However, you can get around this thanks to the ball. If the ball is in the water, or in this case sludge, it can serve as a trampoline. It shows right there. There you go. See? That's what happens. That's what happens. However, if the ball is in there, you can use it as a trampoline. So it's just imagine that it's like a big body of water that you need to get across. The ball using as a trampoline is an option that you can have. In fact, there's going to be later a forest level where I'll actually demonstrate that. So, in the meantime, get back to this. The birds, aka those birds I was taking out before. The scourge of North Sterlington. These fettered fiends seem happy to take time out from whitewashing the local cars in order to dive bomb our hero. Bird poo joke. In order to dive bomb our hero. So basically, the birds in the good old England are also out to kill people. Okay. The rats scurrying out about all of North Sterlington's below ground areas and even making it out into the sunlight from time to time. These vermin are deadly to the touch. They're deadly to the touch, huh? Also, we gotta love this enemy, Silent the Hedgehog. Huh? Silent the Hedgehog. Basically, it's a hedgehog that will show up later. Not only can this spiky character steal 1 unit of Marko's precious energy, he's also prickly enough to knock the wind out of his magic football.
Well, yeah.
There's also the buzzy bee. Sorry, no, not buzzy. Busy bees, signaling their arrival with a distinctive buzz. These insects are a real sting in their tail. And once again, it's the ball that comes off worse. Then we also have the plane, indigenous to the toy factory. These ferocious flying frights are remotely controlled by the factory workers. We'll see that later in the final level. And the rest. The supporting cast includes spooks, sludge monsters, dinosaurs, and spiders. But maybe it's best if you search this out for yourself. As in, we didn't have the time to list all the enemies in this manual. Because it's only like 5 pages. 6 pages. 7 pages, actually. So... And that's basically it. There's not that much more interesting stuff to talk about in the manual. But
the lore.
We already went through the lore, Jova. Okay.
But surely there must be more.
Unfortunately, well, that's the thing, Jova. This game does kinda hint at a possible sequel, but unfortunately it never came.
Oh, yeah, come on, Square, make it happen. You got money from 14.
Yes. Yes, let's start a petition for Square to revive Marko's Magic Football. Because if anybody at Square ever saw that petition, here's the first reply. Wait, what now?
Literally who?
Yeah, you don't want to see a 2D HD remake of Marko's Magic Football?
I would, but I'm also perfectly aware of the fact that this game is incredibly obscure and most people aren't even aware that it exists.
Unlike a lot of Square's other remastered things where people have at least heard of it.
Yeah.
Even if some of the choices are still a bit odd, like the remaster, like they're remastering Chrono Cross, a game I thought nobody liked.
Well, it's not so much that nobody likes it, it's more so the fact that the game has a lot of problems. That even then, see, here's the thing is, I'm personally against not re-releasing a game just because the game is bad. Like, to me, every game is eligible for a re-release. Trust me, if Sega announced a re-release of Sonic 06, I would be sure, why not? Because, you know, like, it's I mean, it's a bad game, but
Brimming with potential.
it's a bad game, but why not make it more available so that other people can also play it? You know, like, there's nothing inherently bad about that. You know, it's if people don't like it, then just don't buy it.
You like it, don't buy it.
Okay. I will say this, I don't blame them for not restocking on it, though, especially if, you know, over the years it starts to sell as badly. Though, it is a shame that they never brought it to digital media, I'll admit.
No, they haven't. That's why it's not.
Yeah, they brought Daikatana to digital media.
Well, here's the thing: Daikatana is an incredibly well-known game in video game history. So, it's very notorious. And yeah, you can argue Sonic 06 is as well. But here's the difference: Daikatana is a game that didn't come from them specifically, whereas Sonic 06 did come from them specifically. So, anyway, tune in next time for the next part, everybody.
See ya.
See ya.